Southeast Asia is known for its multicultural backgrounds, and thus they have different varieties of races, cultures, and even skin tone. Although the existence of different skin tones is definitely prominent, not all of them are recognized. Unfortunately, most people's perspective regarding light skin tones being better than darker skin tones is not so uncommon after all. This is what we call colorism, the worshipping of light skin above all else. In this research presentation, I, NADINDA Nisa, along with my teammates Claudia, Abigail, Sacha, Hidayat, and Tasya, Flora, will unravel the significance of skin color and colorism in Asian beauty standards and how it affects our lives. In this presentation, we will be taking a look at the background of the research, the problem statement, objectives of the research, the contribution and benefits we hope to give by conducting and writing this research paper, getting to know what colorism is and how is colorism in Asia, the causes and effects of colorism, as well as the solution to this problem in our society. First of all, let's take a look at the background of the research. In Asia, skin color can be a marker of social class, so that the perception arises that a dark skin color is synonymous with rough work outdoors, and so it's associated with the working class, whereas the lighter skin tones is associated with a cosmopolitan lifestyle that is more comfortable and spends more time indoors. Ayu Saraswati used the term cosmopolitan whiteness to describe the phenomenon of beauty standards in Indonesia. Colorism rears its ugly head in Southeast Asia in various forms. It is evidenced by the abundance of skin whitening billboards that appear in every single corner, as well as the fact that whitening creams or products with whitening properties in it is by far the most popular product in the market. Colorism, the privileging of those of lighter skin tones and the discrimination against those with darker skin, is unfortunately an aspect of Southeast Asian culture that many people have to face. Colorism is not the same as racism because it happens within the same racial group and is directed against a particular ethnic groups or people from a particular social or economic class. In these societies, it is indoctrinated from an early age that lighter and fairer complexion is more attractive and most likely to succeed in life, whereas darker skin tones are not. The desire of having whiter skin itself existed since colonialism, beginning with Western colonization in the 1800s, and thus became notably widespread during Japan's occupation of Indonesia. White skin is portrayed as the ultimate standards for advertisement for Japanese beauty products. As a result, East Asian style beauty with white skin become a standards for Southeast Asians. This is still happening today, as seen by the numerous South Korean artists who have become advertisement stars for cosmetic goods promoted in Indonesia, as well as the fact that many Indonesian or Southeast Asian entertainers are either mixed blood or light skinned. The results of the studies are expected to give a deeper understanding of education and acknowledgement towards colorism, especially for the researcher and generally for other people to see another perspective of colorism by beauty standards and help them overcome their insecurities.
For its definition, the Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines that colorism is a prejudice or discrimination especially within a racial or ethnic group that favors people with lighter skin than those with darker skin. In short, preferring lighter skin over darker skin, or in short, prejudice or discrimination against individuals with darker skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. Colorism refers to a form of discrimination where people with lighter skin are regarded as superior and to be treated better than dark-skinned people. It is a serious social problem that can be seen worldwide, but prominently so in Asian countries. Now let's take a look at how colorism is in Asia, more specifically Indonesia. It is fairly easy to see how much skin tone can impact our lives. Alva Alhamid, a model from West Papua, Indonesia, who has participated in Finalis Putri Indonesia 2015, has stated that education regarding people having different skin tone needs to be taught at least in elementary school. The woman from Timika, West Papua, has moved to Surabaya, East Java, to pursue her education in high school. People not may know that she was once a teenager who was once bullied by her classmates due to her skin color, and she was often mocked to the point that she commonly made an excuse to avoid being mistreated at school. Though, through the help of support from her senior friends, she managed to be one of the 5 students from her school with top scores academically. She noticed that Indonesia has this ironic saying that means that Indonesia is built from diversity of people in the country. Yet society did not show any of it. Indonesia has created so many ads and films throughout the years, yet none of them or just a few of them had not shown the face and the culture of West inside of Indonesia. Ova mentioned that there was once a national television that offered people the role of person from Papua in 2019. Yet she was rejected due to the recruiter saying that she's too pretty to be someone from Papua. Not to mention how they ignored blatantly that she has the potential of being a great actress due to her acting lessons in America that she had taken for 3 months. The majority of Indonesians have olive to tan complexion, which is commonly referred to as an exotic skin. Yet, because colorism is embedded in Indonesian society, people with dark complexion complete to achieve white or light skin in order to be recognized as beautiful by others. They are willingly to use any means necessary to make this happen, including using body and face lighting treatments and even receiving whitening injections. From most people's perspective, not just one has mentioned that lighter skin tones have greater chance in life, whereas darker skin tones have fewer chances of being a successful person. The reasoning for this is that being light means that they rarely go out in the sun, and therefore they do their jobs inside a building, such as house or indoor working places, meaning that they are working in a higher position. While being dark means that they work outside in the bright sun, therefore their skin is tan due to it. People made assumptions that working outside is technically working for the poorer ones, meaning that they are from a lower position. But in reality, they need to face the fact that people that are born with darker skin exist.
Colorism can be caused by an array of factors, including those listed below. Number 1. Environmental factors. Skin color is an important facet of one's identity and shapes an individual's sense of self-recognition. In the modern era, discrimination and ill treatment start the moment a child is born. Relatives begin comparing their skin tones with those of other family members. They are then given names at school that unmistakably signify darker objects and beings. You'd be surprised to learn that a first-grade child understands the difference in skin colors and the stigma associated with them, and brazenly uses it to criticize and make horrible remarks about children with darker skin tones around them. Colorism is a learned behavior, and this concept is acquired by children and adolescents through interactions with family members and their local communities, but primarily their parents during the early ages. Bryant, 2013, Duke and Berry, 2011. Some parents were heavily impacted by color bias. They continued this cycle since possessing fair skin is equated with beauty, intelligence, and more advantages that darker skin tones do not experience. Ryan, 2013. Number 2. Beauty standard. Those who originally didn't care about skin color start to think that way now since it's being discussed so much, which will lead to the formation of stereotypes regarding skin color. If white skin is seen as being attractive in Asia, then tan skin is stereotyped as being beautiful in the West. This is referred to as a beauty standard. Number 3. Foreign cultural influence. Colorism in our environment is affected by an outside culture. Many individuals believe that foreigners with lighter skin tones are more attractive than themselves or other persons with darker skin. Apart from that, the rise of the Korean wave or Hallyu has increased people's obsession with white skin because Koreans, known for their attractiveness or good looks, have lighter skin. Last but not least, the rise of colonizers. One of the impacts of colorism is European, particularly in Southeast Asia, where dark-skinned people is associated with those who have lower case position than light-skinned people. Throughout colonization, Europeans strengthened this belief by identifying themselves as having lighter skin. Many individuals are starting to be affected by this mindset since they, as colonists, are considered as more superior. Lighter skin is classed higher in economic level, caste, and attractiveness than dark skin, which is considered of lower case.
A number of studies and experiments have led to the findings that long-term discrimination of skin color faced and experienced by a person can lead to several mental disturbances and disorders: body dysmorphic disorder, body image disorder, anxiety, social anxiety, trauma symptoms, low self esteem, depression, and our extremely undervalued high risk factor, stress, are some of the key afflictions. As a result, excessive fear, hypervigilance, self blame, confusion, feelings of shame and guilt, as well as other emotional responses are typical reactions to this discrimination. As previously stated, the internalization of colorism may bring significant psychological, emotional, and bodily harm if it gets ingrained in the human mind. Individually, discrimination based on skin color may foster self hatred. If a child is born with dark skin and learns that dark skin is not valued by their peers or society, they may develop feelings of shame. This is especially true if the child is not aware of the historical backgrounds of colorism and lacks friends and family members who shun skin color bias. Without the understanding of racism and classism, it is difficult for a child to understand that no one's skin color is inherently good or bad. As they grow up, they start questioning themselves why having a darker skin tone is seen as something so disgraceful. Excessive skin bleaching is a direct consequence of colorism and self-hatred to an individual's skin color. We have discussed about the causes and effects of colorism. Now, how do we solve this problem in our society? Colorism is undoubtedly a huge issue everywhere around the world, and we need to refine our beauty standards in order to overcome this mindset. Instead of erasing who we are, how about we start embracing it and making it into our own unique beauty? We have provided a few solutions that can help you and others in dealing with colorism. First, give them safe places that allow them to freely disclose their experiences. Education also plays a big part in all of this, because if we teach younger generations not to judge other people solely on their skin color, it may redefine their mindsets and develop into a more tolerant mindset that treats everyone equally. And most importantly, acknowledge that colorism does exist through individual, institutional, and cultural encounters, and that it occurs across races. Believe when others are opening up about their experiences with colorism and the trauma implications of colorism they are experiencing. This concludes the presentation of our research paper, Colorism in Asian Beauty Standards. We hope this research will give people a better understanding of what colorism is and how it affects our lives in modern society, and most importantly, how to combat this problem in our society.